human being can make on our own. Not a supplement purely for the sake of supplementing. We take advice from all kinds of gurus and industry leaders about what we can do to improve our state of optimal health, and we forget to ask our own body what it needs to do its job. When you deplete certain raw materials in the human body, it leads to dysfunction. I'll give you a very simple one. We saw all the time, very commonly, we would see single nutrients depleted in somebody's blood work. Take vitamin D3, for example. That's the single most important compound in the human body. If you're not getting enough sunlight, you need to be supplementing with this. And vitamin D3 is the only vitamin that a human being can make on our own. Not a single cell in your entire body lacks a receptor for that vitamin. So how important do you think vitamin D3 is to human function? So what happens is, vitamin D3, as we age, and it gets lower and lower and lower and lower. Once it gets into the single digits for a long period of time, you eventually end up with rheumatoid arthritis-like symptoms. You don't have rheumatoid arthritis, but when you walk in to see your primary care doctor, you start explaining your symptoms, how your knees and your hips and your ankles hurt, and you're stiff and achy across the back of your shoulders, and it hurts now to make a fist. And about 25% of the treating physicians will say, you know what, you've got rheumatoid arthritis. No blood work, no SED rates, no counter check. You've got rheumatoid arthritis, and we're going to start you on corticosteroids. Right? Well, we knew in the insurance industry, because we chase death rates back to prescriptions, we knew that if you started corticosteroids, you had 6 years and 1 day until you were having a joint replacement. So now you had a clinical deficiency in a very simple compound in your body. You were missing vitamin D3, caused your joints to ache, and now you were diagnosed with a condition you didn't have, which led you to take a medication that you didn't need, which 6 years and 1 day later led you to have a joint replacement that wasn't required. As soon as you had that joint replacement, I would start to reduce what was called your ambulatory profile, how well you walk. Sitting, by the way, is the new smoking. Sedentary lifestyle is the leading cause of all-cause mortality right now. So now you start to reduce your motility. Then I would bring in all the diseases that exacerbate with reduced motility. So you were missing vitamin D3, got diagnosed with a condition you didn't have, took a medication you didn't need, had a joint replacement that wasn't required, and now all forms of mortality are approximating, coming from your future closer to the present moment. And I could not only predict the onset of, but the severity of, and how quickly you would succumb to that disease. And I saw this happen over and over and over and over again. You see, we have lost faith in humanity and mankind and the ability of this to heal this, right? This is the most powerful thing that we have. In fact, how many have you heard of Dr. Bruce Lipton or Joe Dispenza? If you're familiar with those guys, we're doing a documentary series right now called The Frequency of Truth, which I'll talk about at the end of my talk today. And I'll tell you some powerful techniques where we can harness the power of this to heal this. And we'll do it right here while we're in this event today. So we realized that we were missing, these missing raw materials were leading to all kinds of conditions. And in the latter part of my career, we started actually doing gene testing. Because what runs in families is these deficiencies, these broken genes, which don't allow you to methylate to create this raw material in your body. And right now, if you knew exactly what your body could convert into the usable form and what it couldn't, and you just replaced that raw material, you would be shocked at how much your performance improved, how easy it would be to strip weight off your body, how fast your short-term recall would return, how quickly your sleep would deepen, how quickly your response to exercise would go through the roof. And those of you that compete or in the martial arts industry, you would see your hand-eye timing, speed, and coordination go through the roof.